Good heavens.
Excuse me?
Hi.
You look pretty good for a corpse.
Praise.
Move up, mister. Time to get you to a doctor or an undertaker. Whichever you need once we get to town.
Saint.
Come on, mister. Come on.
Where the devil are we?
Armadillo. We made it safe, you'll be happy to know.
Thank you, sir.
Coming from you, I doubt that means much, but I appreciate the civility.
I owe you, sir. And I always pay my debts. I'll be your man for...
Let's get you fixed up first. Then we'll decide what you're my man for.
Armadillo 731. What is it with these things? Hello? It's a new line. Hello? Hello?
Sounds fun. What's happening?
I have no idea.
Suddenly, the world is full of theys.
Yeah, please.
Things have changed.
I don't know more, boy. Honest to goodness.
I'm not sure I do.
Marshal! Twins and a couple of Mexicans.
They up there right now?
Well, it was a group of 4 men.
Will you help me? It'd be my pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done, Mr. Marston.
Yes, well done.
Now, about Williamson.
I'll do what I can.
Say that again.
Well, one other thing, Marston. He was due in town last week.
Promises of eternal youth.
Yes, him, but I think you're being... And many of the townsfolk are really missing him.
You hear that, Marston? A merchant.
I have a son. I had a daughter, but she died. Years before that, I rode in a gang. We robbed banks, trains, held people ransom. Bill Williamson was in that gang. Now, if I don't capture my former brother in arms, great harm will befall my family. Now,
I had no idea. You poor man.
Even in this new country, memories don't really fade. My father was an illiterate Scot born on the boat into New York. He never saw his homeland, but to hear him talk about it, you'd imagine he only ever ate haggis and wore a kilt. And he hated the English for what they had done to his great-grandparents that he'd never met. People don't forget. Nothing gets forgiven.
That's true. Especially when it comes to money. And you know, even now, after all his labors, my father's debts are still terrible. I worry every day.
his eyes were, well, let's just say he was blinded in a bar fight south of Chicago. My mother died during childbirth. She was a prostitute, and he was her, well, I don't know what he was.
Leader of the gang taught me how to read, taught me how to see all that was good in the world. He was a great man in a way.
But you killed people.
Sure. And I've suffered for it. And that's the life I left, or tried to leave. Said to educated killer, sent here to do all I can do well. Kill a man in cold blood so that another man may do his part to cut crime in an area, and a rich man can be elected governor on the back of these promises. Well, I can try. What do you need, money? Sure. Point me in the right direction.
John Marston, this is my father.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Marston. My daughter informs me that you're here on some secret mission to remove some undesirables from the county.
Something like that. I'm grateful for the hospitality, sir.
Then we had outlaws, and we had terrible winters. That whole herds of cattle was
No, sir.
When I hear about this so-called federal government, I start to worry. I mean, yeah, all right, Williamson is a menace, and men like him are the plague.
You may be right, sir.
Missions.
Trust me, sir. I agree with you.
Come on, Bonnie, we got things to do.
This time, apart from political discourse, that is.
What is?
Breaking in horse rider. for a city dweller.
You're gonna need this, Mr. Marston.
Good. Oh, Mr. Marston. Mr. West Dickens. Nigel West Dickens of East Cheap, London, New Waverly, New York, and at everyone's service, at the service of science, of knowledge.
How are your wounds?
Much, much better.
Would be...
Mr. Marston.
Ah, I'm sure you do. And I'm sure for just $2 an ounce, I could live forever.
Oh, but for you, sir, I do a bulk. That's a lot of immortality.
Give it up, old man.
That's Mr. West.
Give it up, old man.
I'll explain while we go. Marston, how are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Many men these days with the moral fortitude
Thankfully not, Mr. West Dickens.
know that in ancient Egypt, it was an art form valued more highly than literature.
How very interesting. Look, you thought any more about our plan?
What you are, dear boy, is a man who sells lies and deceit to a man who, if he doesn't help me, I won't think twice about putting a bullet through his skull, feeding to the vultures myself.
At the soul of an angel, and that
That's what I thought.
is, and this being America,
Money? What are you talking about?
armor plate for the wagon.
So, let's sell some more of these.
Do you want to see me lynched? No, the sport of kings. Racing, my friend. The sport of kings. A noble activity without reproach. Exactly the kind of activity where a life. That wretched volunteer, entirely unknown to me, will demonstrate. Be you a cowpoke or athlete, this be able to make out the skull that's hanging there. Demonstrate the miraculous eyesight you now possess. Wait, he is still adjusting to his powerful new eyes. Try again, friend. The tonic may still be taking hold. Remarkable! The eyesight of an eagle, granted by imbibing Dr. West Dickens' own. Have you ever seen such an eye? Be the sky.
Hey! Hey! What? You think you can put a hole in a man's hat and just walk away, do you? Well, it don't work like that around here, mister. Come on! Are you a man or not?
A challenge of battle has been offered to our volunteers. Irrefutable proof. Do not let.
Now!
Watch out! He's got a gun!
Who the
A
hell?
shot, dear boy. The kind of deadly accuracy that can only be afforded by the West Dickens elixir. Come!
Just glad that my normal job involves either chasing after cattle or murderers. Not the likes of you, mister. Goodbyes. Head on back to the real world.
Sir, I've been thinking about your predicament, and I think I may have an idea. I've been thinking I could be your cunning Odysseus.
I don't rightly get you.
I want you to go and see my old friend Seth. I'm sure you two will get on. He's
Why see him?
because... And you can walk right in, just like in home.
Ah! Since you're here, you want to make yourself useful?
Not particularly. Why? What's happening?
They burnt the place down.
Anyway, we gotta...
All right. I don't think I know any other kind, sir.
Holy...
Please don't shoot me! As hostage. Emily's being kept hostage inside. Oh, dogs! You boogied men!
Thanks for your help, John. Norman here is gonna help us get the bill. Ain't you, Norman?
Thank you, Mr. Dick. Mighty kind. I'm a friend of Mr. West Dickens, John Marston. What happened?
What happened?
Who did this to you? Where what is, friend?
I ain't telling you that. I ain't.
Sure. And where's this Moses now?
Then maybe you'll help me.
As far as I know, distract him so I can sneak in for a quick parlay with that son of a bitch. Good job getting rid of them clowns.
Friend, this man's gone crazy in the sun. I suggest you take my advice and start talking.
Shut up, Marston!
Me once and for all.
Well, ain't that a damn shame? I was starting to enjoy myself. Best we clear it now. Don't need the law on our backs. I don't have no money, but I got me a pardon letter. Here, take it. You earned it for helping me with the... Come on, we can pay it off in the telegram. So, mister, thanks for your help.
Don't worry yourself with thanks, Seth. Just help me when I come asking.
No problem, mister.
Mr. Marston, sir. John Marston. Mr. I implore you. Okay, so I made a few innocent mistakes when last we met. But my plan is still sound. Together we can conquer, if not the world, then certainly Bill Williamson.
But first, you need me to do you a favor?
You read my mind. I can only deduce you've been taking my tonic, sir, as instructed. It can give the most ordinary of intelligences a remarkable insight.
I'll give you insight. I'll show you what your guts look like. I'm thinking about how much of my time you're wasting.
Sir, I am about to do something which I greatly discourage in all wise and rational men. A selfless act for you. But, sir, before I act selflessly, allow me to act selfishly and sell some of my wares.
Fair enough.
Oh, good, sir. Come, and let's go visit some of our fine friends. Cures, headache, neuralgia, toothache, earache, backache. Well,
This man is a fucking charlatan. Feather him right now. I say we shoot the
I
bastard.
think it's time we take our business elsewhere. I apologize if science is not your forte. It always impresses me with the speed with which a group of men can turn from passive sheep into murderous wolves.
I'm impressed with how you nearly got us killed back there.
Yes, perhaps we should shelve the tonics business for a period. Let's say we try our hand at racing again. There's a meet at Rathskeller.
You're trying my patience, Mr. West Dickens.
Well, I'm sorry, dear boy, but I'm only an aging vendor of exotic elixirs, not the bloody U.S. cavalry. Forgive me if matters take some time to prepare. Having you as a ringer has netted us a fine profit.
We seem to be wasting time, old man.
Oh, patience, my friend. The Trojan horse cannot run before it can walk, if you'll forgive the metaphor. I need to contact an old friend of mine. Goes by the name of Irish.
Irish.
Yeah.
Here to die without a livelihood?
Can I help? Doesn't sound like we're left with much of a choice then. Come on, Amos, man, let's get the herd.